Beware the uncanny valley, everyone. It's Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Evan, joined as always by my comrades Lauren and Bruce, and today we are continuing our run with the British Sonic comics, with Sonic the Comic, Fleetway, whatever you want to call it. We got off to an interesting start last week, and today we have more stuff.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know. There's going to be some weirdness today.
Yeah, there's some weirdness, but I've already come to expect that.
I mean, that's kind of what you want. You don't want Sonic to be too normal.
Oh, yeah.
But appropriately, we are starting off here with our next story. It's not really... Issues don't work the same way as we've mentioned. But we're starting off with Megatox, Kitching and Elson. Sonic sneaks into the dangerous chemical plant zone to liberate its enslaved workers, but finds himself in combat with a slime monster. And,
Did it say it's chemical plant somewhere? Because I was like, wow, this is a lot like chemical plant, but I didn't know that it was confirmed.
I guess I was assuming because the background is quite definitely drawn off of the
Sonic
yeah. 2 art.
Yeah, it's obviously supposed to be chemical plant, but like, I don't think they outright say it.
Alright. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, who the hell is Sonic? This is Mr. Bob Beaky reporting for
That's
work.
right, this is Beaky, you know. There's no Sonic here.
He's a funny little dude. I like this getup, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's patriotic to the Eggman Empire so much that the stormtrooper brought to the front gate howl in response to him.
Jesus Christ.
They're so cartoonishly evil. I love that they're like, wow, why are you so cheerful? Shouldn't you be miserable because of all the work you need to do?
No, I'm just so excited to serve the Eggman Empire. Or excuse me, the Robotnik Empire.
This is very funny. A while back we were messing around after recording and we did a ranking every Sonic character's tier list, except we just ranked it by whether we knew who they were. And Bob Beaky here was on that list, and I was like, why does he look familiar? And the answer
oh my
was
god, that's right.
I forgot that the truth is this is Sonic in disguise.
That is funny to include in a list like that.
Yeah, that's
just to throw people off that don't know him.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of those same lists also included the Werehog, which is basically the same idea.
I mean, it had Super Sonic, and not even Sonic the comic Super Sonic, although it may have also had him.
Not even that Archie Super Sonic from that one issue?
Probably not.
No, it's just, you know.
Anywho, so yes, Sonic has broken into the slave camp, and it is quite bad. They've got electric whips. Yeah, it sucks here, but Sonic does not stay in disguise for long. I guess he just needed it to get through the door?
I'm assuming his plan was basically to get through the door and then just destroy all the guards.
The Badnikwaffen are not particularly strong against him here.
We can go all out because they don't have animals inside them.
It's true.
Very convenient, question mark? I don't remember what... Like, I'm trying to rack my brain over which comics I've read so far, whether there's a distinguishing factor that will let you know whether something has an animal inside it.
Well, we already established that these model don't use animals.
Yeah,
I know that much, but I'm wondering if there is any kind of tell. I guess anything that looks like it's from the games is probably going to have it.
Yeah.
Case in point, Sonic liberates the animals here, and we're heading through a pipe to get out, and it's one of those grabber badniks.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah.
I do like that they're included here, though.
Oh, yeah,
always.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
Sonic and Shadow's oiled-up Twerk-Off Generations will have been out for a little under a week by the time this episode comes out, and there's a chemical plant challenge mission in that game that is just nothing but grabbers, and I fucking hate it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad I just did the races and that for the challenges.
Some of those challenges are really good, actually, but anyway.
Oh, I know they are.
This animal guy that gets freed from the grabber is like, oh, I was imprisoned in there because I wasn't working hard enough. Which raises the question, why is Eggman even working them instead of just putting them all in robots?
Why not put them in robot bodies and then have the robot bodies do the work?
Which is kind of what is implied to have happened here.
Yeah.
Well, most of the robots we generally see in combat situations, so maybe the precision needed to operate machinery can't be achieved by a normal badnik on its own. That's probably not true, but that would be my first, you know...
What, you're saying a Motobug can't operate a crane?
It doesn't have hands.
So, I guess the tell is that the non-Mobian-containing badniks are the ones that are more humanoid and can
Yeah.
actually like work and do stuff manually, and all the animal ones can't. So yeah, because Eggman just can't think of putting an animal in a robot that doesn't look like an animal. It just would be wrong.
Yeah, that's just not appropriate.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a Badnik powered by a human. I wonder if any Sonic continuity will ever do that.
That'd be weird, but I don't see why not.
In any case, we get rid of the robots, but we get attacked by the Mega Mac, the pink water and chemical plant, because it's alive.
I thought this stuff was called Mega Muck.
So
No.
I think you're thinking of the start of Archie, where they also have that, and I don't know if it's just that it's a mistranslation, because these would be spelled the same way in Japanese, but I don't know if it is a translation from Japanese. I don't remember if the Japanese version calls it anything, because it's just water.
Yeah, no, in the games it is Mega Mac. Okay, well.
Because if you go in Chemical Plant, it's not like the water there is different from the water at any other level. It's just pink.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a goo monster. Megatox.
A goo monster that was once a scientist, apparently, that worked with Eggman, which I'm like... I know this, of course, happens later, because I've been spoiled, but still, I find it weird that this pure evil, literally made of evil Eggman, would work with, like, other scientists. I feel like you'd be, like, too prideful to do that. Although, maybe he tricked them on purpose, and the so-called accident was actually on purpose.
Mm.
He said that he was working on ways of getting Sonic, and I think that Robotnik will take... It's not like he'll just only kill everything. He'll take the strategic approach if it leads to more success at conquest.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a scientist was like, "Hey, I hate Sonic too because he's rude or something," and
Well,
was like, "Okay."
He still might have basically enslaved this guy. We don't really know much about him.
Yeah, I find it weird that the guy would then be like trying to attack Sonic instead of like Eggman. Actually, that'd be interesting if he like was able to persuade him or something. But that's not this kind of story.
Well, we haven't gotten introduced to the Snively equivalent just yet, so we'll kind of see how that dynamic works when we get there. Either way, Sonic cannot actually fight a monster made out of liquid, so he just kind of has to find ways of flushing it out and escaping.
Which, that's gonna do wonders for the local environment. Well, the local environment's probably already fucked.
I mean, it's a chemical plant, so...
Yeah.
When Sonic initially escapes from the goop monster, he calls him a big drip, which of course I have to think of Sonic Adventure immediately.
Yeah, they beat...
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right.
They beat the game to that line, I guess.
That must mean it is a real saying. I'd always wondered that.
Sonic also says, "Sometimes I'm so cool I even impress myself." He is so insecure.
Yeah, Jesus.
I feel like, it's like Archie Sonic has a lot of dumb one-liners and puns, but he doesn't just run around going, "I'm so cool, you guys." Unless he's, like, fucking with Antoine, maybe.
Well, yeah. No, this Sonic is the most self-centered.
It's a little weird, just the dialogue in general, but,
It's pretty funny, though, honestly. It's just how over-the-top he is.
Yes. No, I don't really mind it in a situation like this.
No, not really.
But yeah, Sonic flushes the monster out of the building, and that's the end. It really, we get that abruptness we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good job, Sonic.
Yay, you won, Sonic.
I guess we're moving along.
Yeah?
Yep.
To Time Racer, Mark Miller and Ed Hillier. Two people that I don't think we've seen in these comics yet. Mark Miller wrote 3 different stories before this, you idiot. And boy, can you feel it. This is a very different feeling and looking. Sonic rushes to the other side of the world to save a kidnapped Tails, only to realize Robotnik was baiting him away from home. And it looks different, the writing feels different.
Yeah, I guess it does kind of feel different.
Well, it's like, where are we? We're in some lava castle?
That's true, it doesn't state the specific zone. I mean, I guess the last story didn't either, but it was at least pretty obvious where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like, I guess, where would you put this? Like, Red Volcano from 3D Blast, maybe? Which wasn't even out by this time?
My thought went to, was it Lava Reef?
Yeah, but that's on Angel Island.
That's true, yeah. I don't know.
Doesn't... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, not every location has to be an actual zone.
No, I know, but it is strange, especially since the importance of this location is that it's on the other side of the planet. The other side of planet from where?
I assume Emerald Hill.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, since it's a bait to target Emerald Hill, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Tails is stuck in like a fishbowl with chains and like bubbling green liquid.
He's stuck in champagne, though it is
I
green.
guess.
Yeah, I don't know. He was like, Eggman's like, wait, how do I like just kind of imprison someone and not like make them suffer? Well, I mean he is suffering, but not like, without
Not
killing
just
them.
kill him, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Just put him in the wine glass.
yeah, it works, I guess.
very, very strange, yeah.
It is odd.
But Sonic saves him as predicted. I don't know how he gets the chains off. Maybe he has a key. But Robotnik is on the screen. He's like, "Ha, you bitches. I have an orbital laser cannon somehow."
Yes.
Wow, he didn't even have to nuke them all first.
No.
Yeah, well, and I feel like with us already getting the Death Egg out of the sky, now we just have another space station.
I mean, I kind of half expect Robotnik to be able to just throw stuff up in space. Just
I guess
inexplicably.
we have plenty of nebulous Eggman space platforms, I guess, but it's
Yeah.
also that this is they can. He says it's gonna wipe Emerald Hill Zone off the map, and it's like
Right.
that's something I expect from the Eclipse cannon, maybe.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys are forgetting that he did have 6 months to do whatever the heck he wanted.
That is
basically.
true.
So,
Yeah, that's fair.
That is a good point.
But it's strange because he was just running Emerald Hill like an open air prison last week. So I feel like why are we destroying it? Shouldn't he be like retaking it? I don't know.
because Sonic is back, and
Yeah,
I
Sonic's
suppose.
back. Yeah.
he has to take desperate measures.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he can't have it, no one can. That tracks with
All
Robotnik.
End of Adventure 1. Fair enough, fair enough. But he's firing the cannon in 5 seconds. So Sonic has to cross half the world in 5 seconds.
I knew exactly what was going to happen here. The moment Robotnik set that up, and like I rolled my eyes. This is kind of dumb.
It's a little silly. The
Little bit, yeah.
visuals intentionally get really rough here. Like you can see the colored pencil strokes on some of these drawings.
That's kind of I think that's kind of cool, but it does make it look really cheap.
A little bit. It's like I'm very used
It's a cool
to.
idea.
Yeah, it's me being used to Archie having a very
Generally pretty polished art where we are now.
polished colors.
Polished colors, yeah, actually.
There
They
are some really sloppy color jobs in Archie, but even in the old issues before they got like digitally remastered, it's like it was
Right.
always like flat colors on stuff, like somebody painted it in with acrylics or something. I don't know.
Right.
So it's just a difference in style, and it's especially since when we have Elson on art, he has a very painterly look to his colors. So, but yes, the laser starts tearing through Emerald Hill, and Sonic is like, "Run!" Okay, I guess you can just run from the laser. That makes it seem like it can't just wipe an entire city off the map in an instant.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
he was gonna get there and do something immediately, but it actually starts firing. It kind of lowers the stakes pretty quickly at that point.
Mm.
Yeah, it's more like it burns through where it touches than it's just like a big explosion, which I thought was going to happen. But it's okay. Sonic pulls an Archie himself, basically, by running in circles on some sand to superheat it with speed and create a giant mirror. Because glass.
Okay, but I prefer this over vibrating your molecules or picking up water like snowballs. Like
Yeah, this at least does kind of feel like it's somewhat in reality.
and it feels kind of clever on Sonic.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like a unique way to deal with this, even though this isn't how mirrors work.
It is more than nothing, I would say. I'm trying to think if we've ever managed to superheat sand with friction in real life to make glass. That doesn't.
I mean, I'm
seem
sure
to.
you could. That jogs something in my memory, but I don't know what.
Yeah. In any case, he creates a giant mirror, and all of the animals help him hold it up. You can see Porker Lewis and Sally Acorn here helping out, and they blast the laser back at it, and Sonic does an OK sign with his hand, and it explodes.
Yep, there you go.
Also, Tails arrives home just as it explodes. So Tails crossed half the world in at least only a couple minutes.
I completely missed that. What the heck?
That's a good point.
Is everybody fast?
I mean, in the games, Tails isn't that much slower than Sonic, so by that logic...
Yeah, or at least not yet, wait till we get to Sonic 06, but,
Okay.
No, I'm
Classic
kidding.
games that had not been made yet, remember?
Yeah. Anyway, Tails says, how come I always miss out on the action? And Sonic's like, you're not as cool as me. And he's like, well, at least I'm humble. And Sonic's like, that's because you suck.
I mean, he's actually a little more clever than that. He's like, oh, you've got so much to be modest about.
Pixel brain. Yeah, I don't know.
And then he punctuates it with a pixel brain, of course.
Yeah, of course. Tails is being a little bit whiny, but it's a little uncalled for, but it's fine. Anyway, another story. There's always more. Hidden Danger. Mark Miller and Carl Flint. After falling from a battle with Robotnik high above Mobius, Sonic's memory is damaged. Can he remember who he is before the Doctor attacks? Yes.
Yes, I mean,
Story's not that long, so of course he can. But it is funny how we get these stories that do feel kind of like parallels to Archie, because that had a Sonic no memory story too.
Yes, but that one was... It was so involved that it actually took 2 issues. Like, they gave it the right amount of time.
Yes, this is less than a fourth of that.
Yeah,
here Sonic shows up, and he's like, I don't remember anything except that I was fighting Eggman on the Sky Fortress. How's that possible? You can't just remember what you were doing last and then nothing else.
That's a weird one.
If he says that, it implies that he lost his memory before he fell.
Yeah, that's a good point. He lost his memory and wasn't questioning why he was just there fighting Robotnik.
But I'm pretty sure it's the impact of the fall that took it.
Well, yeah.
I assume that was true, but I guess what you're saying makes a lot more sense, although I don't think that was on purpose.
No, I don't think so either. But can we talk about how funny it is that we have multiple cases of this? Hedgehog fighting high above the planet, falls to the ground, comes back with missing memory. It's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh.
Christ.
Why does this keep happening?
We can't avoid him. Even when it isn't actually Shadow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Robotnik himself is looking very... what's the word? Overcooked? He's super, red in this issue.
He is very...
He looks raw, like something's been rubbing his head.
He was in the oven for a little too long.
I don't hate the look, honestly. He's just super worked up.
He's got a very weird chin, but yes, he's overjoyed to discover an area that he's yet to conquer with his badniks, because he actually finds Sonic really quickly, which is impressive given that this is apparently called the Hidden Zone.
He just followed him when he fell from the Sky Fortress.
I guess, but it can't be that hidden.
Yeah, well, they mentioned it had a cloaking device. Or has? Has. So, why would Sonic landing there immediately tell Eggman, oh, there's people there?
Okay, so you talk about Star Trek, Bruce, I'm going to talk about Doctor Who. So it's like the perception filters in Doctor Who, where you just kind of don't pay any attention to the hidden zone, but suddenly Eggman's attention is brought to it when Sonic falls.
Yeah, it has to be like there has to be something happen that you can't ignore. Good reference moment. Anyway, yeah, so he's launching an attack with all his badniks, his very wispy color scheme badniks. It's like they're not completely chrome. They've got a little bit of color, but they're mostly... It looks almost like they're unfinished, if I'm honest, which the art in this story is weird, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, they wreck everything they can until Sonic gets there. And it's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? And one Motobug says, hey, it's Sonic, and then he just instantly remembers.
Of course this Sonic would have his fucking memory restored by hearing his own name.
That is actually fitting for this version, honestly.
He's so egocentric.
He shifts into a Sonic 1 promo art pose. That's how
That's how you know he's back.
He may as well have not forgotten it all. The enemy got a whole 4 panels of fun out of it.
Yeah, it did not matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wins very quickly, and they're like, "Oh no, now that the key around our neck that makes the master not see us is gone, we can't be in the hidden zone anymore because it's not hidden." Which again, we don't know anything about their cloaking device. We're doing the Doctor Who thing as a bit, but what happened to it? Like, what? I don't get it. You can't stay here? Sonic invites them to cross into Emerald Hill Zone, which I guess is, the central hub, but it's like, that place is under attack all the damn time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Sonic hangs around there.
That's true.
I suppose. Yeah, keep everybody in one big hub area that's easier to protect at once, I guess. It is very funny that we have no real look to the hidden zone. We get like one castle and then everything else is just nondescript colors. But when Sonic's like, hey, cross into Emerald Hill, they actually do draw the indentations on the hill like in Sonic 2, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, relatively nothing story, but kind of funny in some ways.
Yeah.
And speaking of funny in some ways, we have Double Trouble, Mark Miller and Mike Hadley. Confusion is all around when the people of Emerald Hill find themselves under attack from Sonic. I hope you can hear the air quotes I'm doing. Sonic. Could this really be the true Sonic?
Yes.
In a manner of speaking.
It certainly is something. Tails is kicking a soccer ball around and looking kind of fat today. His head looks very small.
It's a weird drawing.
It is weird drawing.
But he kicks a soccer ball into the bushes and discovers a 1-up monitor.
I love this. This is exactly what I'm looking for in Sonic the comic. Someone looked at a life monitor of the games, was like, oh yeah, this is a canon thing.
Yeah.
How do we explain this? All right. And they cooked up this story. I'm all for it.
Yes. The Sonic on the monitor talks to him and says, hey, Robotnik trapped me in here. I need you to let me out. Which, fair enough. I don't know. Sonic hasn't asked Tails for help with literally anything up to this point, but let's say this is fine.
And Tails just immediately is like, okay, Sonic, I'll help you.
I mean, it looks like him on the monitor, but when he presses the button, quote-unquote Sonic jumps out, and oh no, he has extra spikes and lines drawn on him, which means he's bad.
Well, he's got larger fangs also.
Fangs are spikes.
I don't know what's up with this, although I have a theory, I guess, for later.
This is a weird...
We're doing evil Sonic already, you guys.
Yeah, I know.
He goes on a rampage, he attacks people, he starts a fire, destroys some construction work in fortifying Emerald Hill. It's madness.
Yeah, generally muck stuff up for no real reason. He is a lot like evil Sonic, actually.
Yeah, he's just going around just...
I would say, in a way, I was about to say he's better than Evil Sonic in a way because he has a motivation, but Evil Sonic does have a motivation, they just didn't invent it until later. But Sonic, of course, shows up to combat this villain, but conveniently kicks him off-screen long enough for the townspeople to not see him and assume that Sonic is lying about having an evil devil.
Of course.
It's a shame. These stories are so rushed because we have a page for the townsfolk to be like, oh, Sonic, you've betrayed us all. Oh, we can't trust you anymore. And that's it. And then immediately this guy shows up again.
Yeah, it's like, what do you even bother with? It's like, this is 10 seconds. But yes, he comes back quick enough to keep fighting Sonic and reveal that he is literally an extra life.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to just drop it like that.
Yeah.
He was designed to help Sonic in times of need. What does that mean? Because if he is a being of his own that can think and stuff, does that mean that if Sonic died, this guy was meant to be a replacement Sonic? You just clone another one?
That's what I was wondering.
That was my interpretation.
That's
which is quite bizarre. But honestly, what we've seen of Kintobor, this is right in line. It's not something that's evil, but it's definitely something that's insane.
And dangerous, yeah.
That's true. Especially since The cherry on top of this is that, like, even if he's supposed to be like some helper that's in reserve, which you could interpret this as, he's fully conscious. Like, put him in stasis, for gosh sake.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like they just didn't even consider the implications of this. And it's funny because he's like, oh, I got angry after years of being isolated after Kintuber lost his mind more. And it's like, I feel like he has enough motivation to be angry even if he didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like, this is another case of this guy seems like a victim. I'd rather them try to help this guy.
No, he's an asshole. They have to kill him.
Well, they don't do that either, though. They do something much worse than that, which is that Tails grabs the monitor and puts him back in.
Yeah, they take him out the same way that Ganon gets taken out in the Wand of Gamelon. Wait, no. That's not the Wand of Gamelon. Whatever CDI game that is.
I think that's Faces of Evil.
It is Faces of Evil, yeah.
Sonic punts it into the stratosphere, so they gave him the Cars from JoJo ending. Eventually he'll stop thinking.
Jesus Christ.
This is... I didn't think about that. But even if you assume that eventually he'll escape or somehow, this is still, like, very, very irresponsible. Like, okay, Sonic is rude in these comics, but he doesn't seem quite cruel-hearted. But this is pretty cruel because like you said, this guy can't really be blamed for his actions, at least not fully. Like, this is just terrible. And it's well, of course, it's an abrupt and disappointing ending for the comic.
Yeah,
you really need multiple parts for a conclusion to really come out. Yeah, have you guys?
But credit where credit is due, though. I do like the concept.
Yeah,
the concept
it sold me on the idea of doing more stuff like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have another story here. This is Hero of the Year Award, Nigel Kidging and Brian Williamson. Sonic attends the Hero of the Year Awards in Metropolis Zone, despite knowing it's a trap by Robotnik. Will these actions come back to bite him?
Of course not.
No.
I feel like... Who else is supposed to be at the Hero of the Year Awards? Who are the other nominees?
I mean...
The random Joes that tried to help when Sonic was gone for 6 months?
Maybe, I guess. Yeah. And yes, Sonic and Tails are here incognito, although it's weird because Tails points out, like, Sonic, why do you wear a disguise and not me? And Sonic's like, I'm world famous. And it's like, is he? I mean, he's done some good stuff, but it's only been a few stories.
He acts like he's world famous, so obviously he thinks he is.
Yeah, I did not interpret this as actually true. I just interpreted it as another burn on Tails from Sonic.
Oh, so you think that if Sonic had come here undisguised, it would be exactly the same?
Not necessarily.
Not exactly.
This is obviously a trap, though, which I think is the real reason that nobody takes notice of Tails.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And, well, it is strange because, like, A, they say this is Metropolis Zone. It doesn't look like Metropolis Zone. But B, there are just people living here. So, like, is this a residential area that Robotnik controls anyway? I'm not sure.
You see, these are the elite that are in
these are the
good graces.
These are the fascist collaborators.
The announcer here is later shown to definitely be on his good side.
And those characters like that do exist in this comic, so it is to some degree true, but they don't say that. Also, Wile E. Coyote is him? That's what the host looks like?
Yeah.
Sure.
I really wish we'd been able to see other nominees. I feel like you could do some good jokes with whatever you made them look like. But they just go straight to the winner. It's a very, very quick awards show. I'm not sure what everybody's seated for, but yes, of course, Sonic is the winner.
Of course, yeah.
And he unmasks to take the award.
Fucking idiot.
Well, so... A little bit, but he also gets up on stage and, like, gives a speech to try and rally people against Robotnik.
So... I saw this moment, I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, no, at the end of the day, this version of Sonic is actually... He's definitely got good intentions. This is definitely a heroic move to... I mean, it's also foolish, but, to see this trap and be like, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to be bold, and basically try to encourage everyone. Like, this is a good moment.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I just wish that we'd seen anybody react to this, because if these are the elite, then it would be hilarious that they just don't give a shit.
Well, yes, but that would be kind of a bit of a downer moment, wouldn't it?
A bit of a end of Last Jedi moment. I don't know why that was the place my brain went to, but yes. So the trap is sprung as expected. Sonic gets encased in a dome with Megamac. I was wondering, are we going to see Megatox? But we don't.
No.
Would have been a good place to put it.
Sure. I mean, hey, maybe Sonic did actually just kill him.
I seem to think that I've seen him in more than one comic, so I don't think he's dead.
I don't know.
But Sonic breaks through the bowl by just running around?
I don't
just
know.
I don't know. I mean, at least show him doing a spin attack or something.
Yeah, or just like a kick at high speed or something.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
But yeah, Sonic breaks out, and then they just go home. There's nothing else to fight. They just go home.
He's not important. The rest of this is not important. He wanted the trophy.
Although I will note, during all of this, the people in the audience are reacting negatively to the idea that Sonic might be dead by the goo, so they at least have some level of concern and support for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, we've gone home, but Sonic's like, the trophy is a tracking device to lead robots here, so they fight more robots. And what the hell are these designs?
Yeah, these are deranged.
It's a good word to describe them.
They have kind of a monkey skull face thing going on, but they're flying with propellers and have arms
attached to their heads.
And the arms the hands maybe have eyeballs on them. I'm not sure if that's just part of the design or if we're going like full average Nintendo boss. They kind of they're familiar somehow, but I don't remember what they remind me of. Yeah, that's what I
was thinking. It's like they look like something I fought in something.
Is there a Mega Man enemy that kind of looks like this?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a monkey skull face. You know what it also reminds me? Did you guys ever play the game that came with the 3DS, Face Raiders?
Oh!
That also has helicopter faces that attack you.
Yes, it does.
In any case, they fight the robots and beat them very quickly. Tails just straight up punches them, which I think is funny.
Yeah, do it.
Hell yeah.
And Wile E. Coyote runs away, I guess.
Yeah, so, it makes me wonder if he's going to show up again at some point, because it would be kind of weird to make a point that he escaped otherwise.
That's true.
I'm not sure this guy even has a name, so I have no idea. There are other cases of characters that don't get named in their respective stories showing up later in other ones, so...
Yeah. Alright, well.
Moving along. The Green Eater, also known as me when they, green fruit snacks? Fruit by the foot? I don't know what joke I'm making.
That was fucking great, Devin.
That was terrible. Truly terrible. I was trying to think of a green thing that I'd enjoy eating, and I was like, broccoli? No. Green beans? Not really. Mint chip ice cream. That's what I should have gone for. Anyway, Mark Miller and Mike Hadley. A new Robotnik machine called the Green Eater decimates the safe houses at Emerald Hill, and Sonic and friends must work together to bring down its overseer, Terra Droid.
God, he looks ridiculous.
I can't believe a big green robot on the first page isn't the Green Eater.
I know!
Yeah! Yeah!
This guy is Terra Droid. He operates the Green Eater. Or rather, abuses other robots to keep building it?
Yeah, I didn't expect this. We have, like, these cute badniks that are, like, being pushed too hard.
Yeah, we were just talking about why don't they have robot labor earlier today, so...
It's true, yeah.
Different writers is part of it.
True.
I have a feeling there was exactly as much communication between them at this point as there was for Archie. But, what does the Green Eater do? Well, it eats green, which in this case means Sonic and everybody are hanging out, and Emerald Hill Zone starts fucking melting.
Weird.
Right.
It looks like it's turning it into cheese, if I'm honest, but...
It does kind of look like nacho cheese.
Well, it's like, you could explain this as something, in terms of literal green eating to make it, wither or something. It's the fact that it melts that's weird.
Yeah.
Because, maybe it sucks out chlorophyll, and then it would literally make the grass and trees not green anymore.
That makes sense.
I think chlorophyll does that, right? I'm trying to remember middle school biology class.
Can't remember.
Sure.
Is that even biology? It's plant biology. Anyway, so Sonic rushes in to stop the Green Eater, but we got Terra Droid here standing in his way. But we don't even really have Sonic fight him. He kind of runs past him because he freed some dudes from Badniks on the way here, and they distract him. So
That doesn't seem like a good idea. This guy's huge.
you'd be worried about him stepping on you, but I guess
Yeah.
you lay down your lives for the cause. Maybe nobody dies.
I mean, yeah.
Not that I really want to see, like, animal gore on these comics, but...
Well,
just,
no.
I mean, they wouldn't depict it like that.
No.
But yes, the Green Eater, in fact, is this giant pole smokestack thing. It's there in the first panel, but you don't realize that that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of just looks like it's just doing pollution. So how's that making the world, like, the environment melt?
Well, it has tubes going into the ground, so... yeah, who knows?
Alright.
But, yes, Sonic runs circles around it until it explodes. Again, not quite sure how that works, but whatever. He says I can make a mini tornado and rip it apart, but that... what do you mean?
He doesn't even make a tornado, he just runs around it and it falls apart.
It's so small you can't see it.
Yeah. But he beats it fast and has enough time to write on the thing that says Robotnik picks his favorites but changes it to nose. And it was at this point I realized that this entire issue, Sonic has been drawn with Peach legs the same as his arms.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Oh no!
Oh my!
No, I did not notice that.
Which is probably
Neither
the
did
most
I.
cursed kind of Sonic coloring error.
That might be the worst one I've seen.
It makes him look more naked, and I don't like that.
It does, yeah.
Thankfully, they draw him mostly with the blurry feet for most of these panels, so... And it's strange, just because the art is decent otherwise.
Yeah, that's just a really weird color error.
Anywho, all this enrages Terra Droid, who is gonna have a big fight with Sonic. Just kidding.
Nope, Sonic just basically steals his heart.
Yeah, he tears the battery out of him, and he just...
Which is fucking brutal.
Well, it gets better than that, because that instantly defeats him, and then they use his hollowed-out husk of a chassis as a new base for Emerald Hill Zone.
I mean, yeah, that's a little morbid, but...
Imagine killing a guy and then living in him.
Yeah.
I mean, weird sentience aside, I do like the idea of, you know, the rebels here, like repurposing Eggman creations.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
I am a fan of that. It's just, it's if you consider it from a robot's perspective, it's awfully morbid.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I guess it's a decent story. It did have enough time to have some kind of a conclusion, although it still wasn't much of a battle.
Yeah, it's not terribly involved, but maybe that's also why it doesn't feel, like, super abrupt in its end either.
Yeah, not too rushed. Anywho, you know, we're recording this in October, but too bad, it's Christmas time. Merry Christmas,
time,
everybody.
bitch.
Or rather, this is British, so it's Happy Christmas, Dr. Robotnik, Mark Miller, and
That's
Brian
a British
Williamson.
thing.
What?
I'd forgotten that Happy Christmas was like an actual used in the United Kingdom.
I've got, like, permanent terminal Harry Potter brain, so I remember that perfectly well. And yes, it does feel bad to have terminal Harry Potter brain. Anyway, the festive spirit strikes heroes and villains alike as Robotnik comes to deliver Christmas gifts to the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously it's a ploy. We don't even have to worry about that.
Well, yeah.
But
I love that Eggman's smile looks so strained.
he's trying so hard. He can't get, like, a real, genuine smile. He can only get, you know, the evil smirk.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's like that episode of Billy and Mandy where if she smiles, it fucking explodes the universe or whatever. But, yeah, everybody's like, Dr. Robotnik sure is great. He's giving us gifts.
And everyone trusts him instantly.
Right off the fucking bat.
They're tiny little animal people. What do they know?
Okay, well, I mean,
But
like...
Sonic does too!
Yeah, that's true! Sonic does also.
Indeed, Sonic is way too quick to change his mind on this. And, as much as we said how funny the strained smile is from Robotnik, it's not even the real Robotnik. The truth is, real Robotnik is over in his base, or wherever he is, and this is a robot with a bomb on it.
This drawing of real Robotnik, the face he's making is...
Oh, yeah. I think what it is that the highlights that distinguish each of his teeth make it look more like he just has really thin, rectangle teeth. He looks demonic. It's great.
He does.
It is great.
Or like someone who spilled oil on him, maybe. Or like he's Robo-Robotnik, honestly.
That was kind of
definitely reminded me of that.
But yes, one of the Wehrmacht bots gets drunk on oil, and he's the one who blabs about the robot bomb botnik.
Not just oil; it's high octane oil.
True. This idea of a robot getting drunk and revealing the plan is so absurd that actually it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it is silly. It makes me think of Futurama more than anything. But yeah, it's...
Oh yeah.
Bender fucked up the plan again. But yes, it makes it real easy for Sonic to solve the problem. I wish there was something a little more complex in getting him out of there. Batman can't get rid of the bomb sort of scenario. But Sonic makes do as best he can by just picking up fake Robotnik and running out of there. And indeed...
So, fake Robotnik doesn't have long left. And maybe it's just me, but I feel kind of bad for him. Like, he seemed genuine, and when Sonic picks him up, he's like, "What are you doing, my friend?" And then when his face starts to melt, I don't understand why. He catches on
fire because Sonic is running so fast.
He's like, "Slow down, I'm melting." It's kind of pathetic, actually.
Which is impressive since they're in the snow, yeah. And yes, him catching on fire and Sonic throwing him off the cliff and him exploding. I saw these panels out of context at first, right? So I didn't know that this was a robot.
Wow.
Out of context, you just got to witness Sonic murder Eggman.
Yeah, you just kill an old man. And, what you're saying, Lauren, is very funny to consider, that Robotnik would make a robot double of himself as a bomb, but not tell him about the bomb.
It seems on brand to me.
I mean, I guess if he's jolly all the time, he's not going to reveal that he is a faker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's iconic. And, it's pretty something. Nobody's upset about this, of course. It's another case of, even if the robot worked for Eggman and had a soul or whatever, we just don't care that it explodes. It's like the teacher bot.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, all the presents seem to have not had any strings attached, so now they get to have an actual celebration.
And that is weird.
True.
You'd think that the presents would be traps too. Maybe that would give it away too fast.
Yeah, I don't know.
But in our third Doctor Who coincidental connection, they turn to the camera and wish the viewer a Merry Christmas.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thanks, William Hartnell. That bunny dude in the back looks drunk as fuck.
He's having a merry time.
But they've very cleverly drawn fizzy pop on all of the bottle labels, so it's that he's only drunk on Diet Coke.
That's right.
But it's okay. Robotnik, his robots get a gift for him. It's a chair that's shaped like an egg cup.
And he gets angry about it.
Yeah, he thanks him with more work.
He's great.
Like, you had time to go buy me a present? You must be underworked.
It's perfect.
Well, that's the thing, is that he clearly loves the gift. It's just that he doesn't.
He just can't not be an ass.
Of course.
So, and God, the drawing of Robotnik on this last panel with the giant hands and the wimpy little legs is very funny. He's so eggular in this comic.
The story.
He is very eggular.
So, very silly but fun story there. And now, oh God, what the fuck is that? Kitchen Elson, please come back.
I was not expecting this already.
Oh boy, this is Sonic the Crossed Out Hedgehog Human. Sonic the Human, written and drawn by Ed Hillier. Sonic awakes one day in the body of a human boy. Fill in the blanks, you worm.
So This was, I think, the only thing I knew about these comics before going in was Sonic the Human. So
Well,
that was, it wasn't that insane to see, but I wasn't expecting it so quickly.
indeed. What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
He's very odd to look at. Because he's supposed to be like a kid,
Hmm.
but he looks more like a very short, muscular adult.
Yeah,
It's very weirdly drawn.
fucking
Yeah.
strange as hell.
He's a wannabe cool kid. He wears sleeveless shirts and fingerless gloves and has a giant hammer in his room.
Like a giant blow up hammer. I've seen stuff like that before at like fairs.
Oh, I guess I can think about that, yeah. There are some details of this that I kind of like if you were portraying a story like this, which is, patently ridiculous, but, he's got a Genesis in the corner, and he's got,
Yeah.
he's got some Sonic 2, biplane and, Badniks, the bird ones from,
Yeah.
Sky Chase, hanging from the ceiling. And, yeah, he all those, this cartoon character is actually a child dying in a coma and all their characters
Oh
are
my
reflections
God.
of their family and trauma shit. They beat Drawn to Life 2 to the punch by confirming it as canon.
God.
And yes, he's truly hideous, but, according to his mom, his name is Aaron, which I'm trying to think of how that could be a Sonic pun, but I'm drawing a blank.
I don't think it is. I racked my brain for like a solid 5 or so minutes wondering.
I'm like, is this really just chosen randomly?
Yeah,
Probably because of this.
well, it's like, you could have gone with, his name is Sean Nick.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
That would have
uh,
been perfect, yeah.
But instead, it just makes me think of Aaron Hansen, which I do not want to think of in relation to Sonic.
Oof.
But Mom is like, you need to eat your hard-boiled egg before you go outside.
And apparently he has a fear of eggs.
He's so committed to fighting Eggman, he can't even eat eggs.
Jesus
very-
Christ.
Well, okay, she wants him to eat the egg, which I feel like a hard-boiled egg is not like a typical thing that kids hate eating.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's, it would be broccoli or whatever, but obviously it's Sonic, so he's got to hate eggs.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives the game away when Mom acts cartoonishly evil about this.
And has a distorted face.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. I guess I don't want to be sold too hard on the idea that this is all real.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I can't do it, and he runs away. So, clearly the egg is a metaphor for giving in to the sickness. But, he runs outside, and he's like, oh no, someone's being attacked. Is it Tails? No, well, I mean, yes, but what the fuck is this human Tails designed?
Why does he still have tails?
What is he? His
Well, he
face...
seems to be human.
Well, it's like he's got glasses and,
Yeah.
a jacket, but, his hair looks like it's the same color as the rest of his face?
Well, I mean, he didn't get treated very well by the artist.
Well, we only get one drawing of him is the problem. He looks like...
Yeah.
I don't know. He looks like he's from something. For some reason, I get almost an Ed, and Eddie vibe.
This entire thing kind of has an Ed and Eddie vibe visually.
Which is weird, because that show didn't come out until 10 years after this comic, but still.
Yeah.
He looks like he's simultaneously 12 and 80. But, yes, so Aaron tries to spin dash through the fence, but just does an awkward cartwheel and injures himself.
He gives himself a concussion.
I would like to point out that Aaron was perfectly capable of running at ridiculous speeds.
Yeah.
But the spin, no, they can't do that.
No.
I don't know how ridiculous the speed is supposed to be. I mean, it shows him going fast, but that could just portray regular running.
He has quite an impressive splash in the...
He
looks
does
like
leave
he,
a good skid
grinds
mark,
up
yeah.
a lot of the grass.
But yes, he hits his head and wakes up in bed where Mom is back and the eggs are back. And, well, now that it's like gross green shit on a spoon, now I understand really, really not wanting to eat that.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But it's okay, because Sonic comes to the realization that Mom is Robotnik. It's Mama Robotnik. And
Oh gosh.
this is all a mind control simulation, and he rather horrifyingly transforms back into Sonic with this gross, like, middle point transformation where he's, like, morphing in blue.
Yeah, isn't it great?
It's, well, there's only one of these, so that's pretty good. We're back to normal Sonic, though, which is very good.
Thank God.
So, it was all mind control simulation. There's Badniks, there's Eggman to fight, but Sonic destroys it. He chases Eggman out of there. He frees Tails.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah,
And,
do the thing.
yeah, let's try to forget this ever happened.
I'll gladly do that.
You know, it's hilarious. People are always trying to figure out the ideal, like, human design for Sonic and Friends. You know, that's what fan artists like to do. You know, that's how people get into tons of arguments over whether Knuckles should be black.
Right.
But it's funny that one of the only official examples of a human design for Sonic is objectively one of the most visually disturbing Sonic comics I've ever laid eyes on.
The best human Sonic is Sonic Man from Sonic 06.
You know, less Uncanny
Fair
Valley there,
enough,
because at least
yeah.
that's just a guy.
Exactly.
You know what? Yeah.
Or, you know, the one live-action dude in a costume from that episode of Sonic Boom. Anyway, yeah, let's leave this behind and go to Casino Night. It's Casino Night. It's Kitching and Elson. Sonic and Porker Lewis go on a mission to destroy Robotnik's exploitative and hypnotic casino zone. The only things standing in their way are the Marxio brothers, a trio of down-on-their-luck electricians employed by Robotnik.
So we're getting the official introduction now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys are back in town. It's Kitching and Elson. Thank God. I don't want to be subjected to more of that. But it's Casino Night Zone, and no, it's not. That's an amusement park.
It's a casino amusement park. Actually,
Well,
some of the casinos in Vegas are almost like amusement parks.
Yes, but, like, it's got way more, like, carnival imagery than anything else, which
Yeah,
you
but
can't do
they're
Carnival
clearly
Night because that's Angel Island, but
Yeah, but clearly people are gambling here.
that is true, yeah. And I guess, you know, it's not like Archie or Adventures of Sonic made Casino Night look like the games either, so,
That's
Yeah,
true.
but it's weird that this comic would not even attempt it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But here we are, and we have the Marxio brothers getting introduced. Groucho, Chico, and Harpio? Is that what that says?
Well, I think it's Groucho, Chiquio, and Harpio.
Yeah. Which is, you know, again, both Mario and Marx brothers at the same time. So we signed up for Weird, this is it. Sonic is here.
Yeah.
With Porker Lewis, who is now sporting an updated design with a leather jacket.
Yeah, he's got a
This
cool
is
leather
kind of like
jacket.
the design he has for most of the rest of the comic, right?
I think so. It's weird because I seem to remember that Johnny also wears a leather jacket, but this is much closer, and he certainly fits in better with Sonic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It makes him more distinctive than just Pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the casino games here are both rigged and hypnotic. I feel like you only need one of those, but I guess a normal casino is already rigged, so...
Yeah, I was
true.
like, Eggman can just run these normally, but no.
Yeah, but
gotta be
he's
extra
also
evil.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's Eggman.
Yeah, but we're gonna investigate. But we see the Marxio brothers here have been hired by Robotnik to keep Sonic out, and I want to note that he threatens to send them back to Marxio World if they fail. What is that concept supposed to be?
They're gonna go back to Super Mario World.
Well, see, that's the
obviously
thing, is
the
I don't know if it's a
implication.
Mario World joke or if these guys are paradimensional travelers.
So
True.
I mean, you can't interpret. It could be a location on the planet, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, there's no reason why it couldn't be a location on the planet.
I mean, and you know what? I will take a close look at these brothers. I will see if there is later information that narrows it down. How about that? But I will point out that they are like, oh no, don't send us back there, which has to be like a slight against Mario.
Yeah, almost certainly. Maybe Marxio World was like their dead-end, you know, electrician, like, you know, consulting business or
yes.
something. You know, it's just a job that they hated.
So they got out of
So,
a job
if they
hated
fail,
by
it's just
being-
you're fired, I guess. But
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, so they're goofy. I don't know. They're not they kind of operate all three of them as if one individual. They don't have a ton of distinct personality traits individually
They
on their
share
own.
the brain cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they activate some robots, which corners Sonic into a pitfall trap, and it puts him on the pinball table. So we are getting a little Casino Night Zone in here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's got elements.
It tries to throw him into some spikes, but he just kind of falls out of the way. It's weird. Because, like, he's falling toward the spikes, and then the next panel, he's like, hey, what do you know? I made it. So did he just miss?
I don't know. It's a little confusing.
Kinda, yeah.
But he gets out of there, and he basically just goes back to where he was before, and oh no, Lewis is tied up.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So they tie them to the roller coaster rails, which totally isn't something the Joker would do. Or what is it, Dick Dastardly, maybe? Someone with a mustache to twirl, which I guess is 2 out of 3 brothers.
True.
True.
But yeah, the coaster is coming toward them, and you had to wait 2 weeks to see the other side of this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But it's weird, because, you know, they're gonna die, and Porker's like, what are we gonna do? And Sonic's like, I don't have a plan. And that makes him way more upset, and then Sonic's like, wait, I do have a plan, I was kidding.
Porker, like, having a panic attack that he's gonna die is not what I expected at all.
Well, and it's like, Sonic, what the hell are you doing? You know, are you... Maybe he's lying about lying, and it just took him a second to think up a plan? But, yeah, Lewis is the most timid of Sonic's friends, so that makes sense.
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
But Sonic's plan is to untie himself.
Great plan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he says, I'll vibrate my hands at Sonic speed, and it loosens the knot, which...
Oh boy, we're vibrating our body again.
Well, okay, he does
better
not...
than vibrating through it, though.
He does
That's
not
true.
pass through the ropes. I can believe that if you tie something up and maybe you don't do that good a job, just vibrating fast enough could undo it.
Yeah, I can still bitch though.
Oh, absolutely, and I expect you to. It's part of your character sheet.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, Lewis jumps to safety, and Sonic goes after the Marxios, chases them down, and they're holding the gizmo that they brought with him to reprogram the casino. Did Lewis make this? Is it his machine?
Yes.
Okay. And, you know, this shot of them standing on the gears and stuff, holding these... What are their weapons? Are they just, like, metal bars with things on the end?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
They look like big metal Q-tips, and it's weird because
They do, yeah.
Lewis and especially Johnny will use these a lot in fights from a certain point on. Anyway, one thing this comic has in common with every old Western Sonic work is it has no idea how to draw Sonic from anything other than a side profile or 3/4
Yes.
position.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
So he looks like a Christmas tree from the front and a blue pineapple from the back.
Ah,
It is a hard design to get right, but I wish that
it
they had
is.
the character sheets because, you know, this is Elson. His artwork is generally pretty good.
Yeah.
It is funny because they're holding up Lewis's device and they're like, we don't actually know what this is. And Sonic just tells them, since they apparently didn't know, and then one of them just smashes it.
Yep.
But it turns out we didn't need it?
Nope.
Yeah, he was just stalling, and I mean, I guess he just stalled long enough, and he's like, okay, well, yeah, I actually wanted that, but I didn't need it, actually. He just
It's
wanted
really
to pull a
weird,
fast one
'cause
on them.
They smash it, he runs out of there, and it's like, oh, Lewis reprogrammed the casino off screen. What did you bring the device for? Was it just a decoy, or was it meant to do that but you needed more time, or what?
No, so they needed to get closer, but they got caught.
Yeah, he
So,
was going to use it before.
Yeah, so basically, when they got it, Sonic was just acting as the distraction.
So he just
while
bought
Lewis
time,
went to go.
essentially,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as it happens, yes, Lewis has reprogrammed the casino computers to not rob people. That doesn't feel like an amazing victory.
No, it's paying them out instead.
Well, it's just
yes.
returning all the money that Eggman
Exactly.
took from him.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that, but A, these guys, they run the casino, they'll probably just turn it back to normal, and B, wouldn't it be better to just kind of destroy the casino? It's run by Robotnik.
I mean, turn the page.
They destroy a part of it. I guess it kind of... They don't say
They
if
destroy
it's the
the
whole
part
casino.
of it. I don't think they destroy the entire casino.
I mean, they
'Cause-
say
'cause-
it's the end of your evil scheme in Casino Night, which I thought meant that... I mean,
Yeah,
I guess it's
the
just the
people-
hypnotism that's destroyed.
Yeah, the people. It'll become the people's casino.
Oh, yeah, they'll just take it. Okay. I mean, sure.
guess. But yeah, statue head explodes, and the day is saved to whatever extent that means, and everyone goes home. And this was a comic with two parts, and with those two parts, it didn't have a rushed, stupid conclusion, even though I'm not sure about the execution.
It was decent.
Yeah, it was fine.
Also, it's just going to show that they really need to do more stuff like that, because clearly adding more parts allows them to tell deeper stories.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Case in point, look what happens here in our last story of today. Hilltop Terror, Nigel Kitching and Farron Rodriguez. In the Hilltop Zone, a volcano threatens the locals. Will Sonic's strength be enough to conquer an eruption from the planet itself? Doesn't really look like Hilltop Zone.
Not really.
Yeah, they're kind of slacking. Well,
I guess
it's because this isn't Hilltop Zone. This is Sky Chase Zone.
They do have the Sky Chase Badniks to fight, yeah.
Yeah.
They also have a village of weird humanoid eagle men.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they land here, and the tribe here is like, Sonic, the volcano is going to erupt. We want you to see if there's a reason for that.
Well, they actually are like, oh,
They wanted to try and
the-
save their homes.
Yeah. it's
Yes,
they're like,
yes.
gods are angry with us.
yes, that's what I was
Yeah,
going to
and
mention.
Sonic immediately insults them for believing in gods.
Okay. But I once again appreciate the way that Sonic is characterized as rude, but at the end of the day heroic, because he's like, wow, you're so superstitious. That's stupid. But I am going to check
gonna
it
help
out and
you
make
anyway.
sure that, you don't all get killed by the
Yeah,
lava.
no, I don't mind the fact that he does. It's just like, it's a little silly that it's like, yeah, fuck you for believing in God, but I'm still gonna help you.
You
Yeah,
just
and-
gotta be that way.
The thing is, he'd better hope that Robotnik is causing it somehow, because what do you do if it's a natural eruption?
That is a good point.
Yeah. Oh well.
So they go in the volcano, and there's, lava and shit, and a Rexon Badnik bursts forth from it. That's a Hilltop Badnik, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they are so almost killed by the lava that Sonic goes into instant crisis mode, and Supersonic shows up.
Yep. So he can just do that.
Yeah, so yeah, he just does it whenever he's in like a sufficient enough extreme situation.
Yeah, it's like adrenaline, almost.
Which I mean, if they can maintain that and make that make sense or continue to make sense, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not against the idea of it being activated differently in a different continuity.
Yeah.
And it is strange because he has a little bit more control over it here. Not a lot. He destroys the
noticed that.
Badnik, but Tails
Mhm.
also manages to point him in the direction of Robotnik's machine that's causing the eruption.
Yeah.
The Seismotron, I believe it's called? Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, we'll just destroy it, right? Right?
Right. No. Yeah.
Instead, Sonic just ignores it because he hears that there's only a 3-second time limit before the eruption. You ran across half the world in 5 seconds, you hack!
I don't get this, because Supersonic is literally just like, oh come on, I want to destroy something. Oh, something here to destroy, yay! And then as soon as he's like, oh, it's gonna blow up, and he's like, oh, never mind, I'm out of here. I don't understand the characterization here.
I think that Supersonic would be the one with less regard for his own safety.
Well, I guess I don't know the durability of Supersonic in Sonic the Comic. Something we'll have to pay attention to.
Right.
I guess, yeah. So, very strange, and so he flies out. Tails grabs his foot on the way, but he's like, I don't care if you or that tribe die, rah! But then Tails is like, oh, well, if you can't do anything. And Sonic takes that as a challenge. So
And
he
gives
takes it
them an idol to
personally and just
worship.
tornado flies around the lava until it gets super cooled into a statue of himself.
Yeah, he gives them an idol to worship.
A statue of regular Sonic, not Supersonic, I might add. And, yes, he turned it into... He does say that now these people have really got something to admire, so it is... Sonic rejects their religion and substitutes himself. So, yeah, very strange and silly Sonic comic. I feel like Supersonic is being very questionably portrayed so far.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm hoping it gets more consistent.
I think it shall, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, again, I don't know. But, next time on Deep Dive Zone, racism. With all that being said, that is where we're done for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that Sonic the Comic is bringing you some strange and bizarre emotions like it is for us. But that is where we are going to be done for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. We will see you next week for some more stuff, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and take care.